Barney, Doug, and Leo's treasure hunt adventure. Doug the dog was wandering through the forest, enjoying the sunshine and the fresh air. He had no owner, but he was content to live his life as a free dog, exploring the woods and meeting new animals. As he was walking, he heard a buzzing sound and looked up to see Barney the bee flying towards him. "Hey, Doug," Barney said. "I have someone I want you to meet. He's a friend of mine, and he's really cool." Doug wagged his tail, always happy to make new friends. "Sure, Barney. Lead the way." Barney flew ahead of Doug, and soon they came to a clearing in the forest. There, lounging on a large rock, was a magnificent lion. "Wow," Doug said, awestruck. "That's a lion. I've never seen one before." Barney buzzed around the lion's head. "Hey, Leo. This is Doug. He's a cool dog I just met. I thought you two would hit it off." Leo opened one eye and looked at Doug. "Hello there," he rumbled. "Nice to meet you." Doug's heart was racing, but he tried to act cool. "Hi, Leo. Nice to meet you too." And so, thanks to Barney, Doug and Leo became fast friends, ready for any adventure that came their way. Barney and Doug were thrilled when Leo showed them the old map leading to the treasure. They had never been on a treasure hunt before and couldn't wait to start their adventure. "Wow, this is amazing!" exclaimed Barney. "I never thought I'd get to go on a treasure hunt." Doug wagged his tail excitedly and barked in agreement. Leo grinned at his new friend's enthusiasm. "We're going to need to be careful," he warned. "There may be dangers along the way." Barney and Doug nodded, determined to do whatever it takes to find the treasure. Leo led the way, following the map's twists and turns through the dense forest. As they walked deeper into the forest, the trio encountered a variety of obstacles. They had to cross a raging river, climb a steep hill, and navigate through a maze of thorny bushes. But they were undeterred, each using their unique skills to help each other overcome each obstacle. Finally, after hours of hiking and adventuring, they reached their destination, a small cave hidden behind a waterfall. "This must be it," said Leo, his voice barely above a whisper. Barney and Doug were almost bursting with excitement. They followed Leo into the cave, their eyes scanning every nook and cranny for signs of treasure. As they ventured deeper into the cave, they suddenly heard a loud growling noise. They stopped in their tracks, hearts racing with fear. Excited by the possibility of finding treasure, the trio set out on their adventure deep into the forest. Barney, with his sharp eyes, led the way while Doug and Leo followed closely behind. The forest was dense and dark, but they trudged on, each with their own thoughts. Doug couldn't help but feel grateful to have made new friends like Barney and Leo. He had never met animals as friendly and adventurous as them before. He was determined to help them find the treasure and enjoy their time together. Leo, on the other hand, couldn't stop thinking about the treasure. He had always dreamed of being rich and famous, and this could be his chance to achieve his dreams. He hoped that the treasure would be within their reach and that they would find it soon. Barney, being the most experienced of the group, kept a watchful eye out for any dangers along the way. He knew that the forest was full of surprises and that they needed to be prepared for anything that might come their way. As they walked deeper into the forest, they came across a river. Leo consulted the map and declared that they needed to cross it to get closer to the treasure. Doug was hesitant, but Barney encouraged him to trust Leo's instincts and follow him across the river. Leo led the way, carefully jumping from one rock to the next, with Barney and Doug following closely behind. They finally made it to the other side, but not before Doug slipped and almost fell into the water. Barney quickly came to his rescue, grabbing him by the scruff of his neck and pulling him to safety. Feeling grateful for Barney's help, Doug wagged his tail in appreciation. The trio continued on their journey, with Doug feeling more determined than ever to help his new friends find the treasure. Barney, Doug, and Leo continued on the path that the map showed them. They walked through dense forests, crossed over streams, and climbed over rocky terrain. It was a long and tiring journey, but they were determined to reach the treasure. As the sun began to set, they arrived at a small clearing. There, in the middle of the clearing, was a huge boulder with strange markings on it. Leo took out the map and compared the markings to those on the boulder. "This is it," he exclaimed. "The treasure must be buried beneath this boulder." The trio quickly got to work, trying to move the boulder. Barney flew around it, looking for any weak spots. Doug dug his paws into the dirt, trying to gain leverage. Leo pushed with all his might. Finally, with a loud creaking noise, the boulder began to move. They all stepped back as the boulder rolled away, revealing a small hole in the ground. The trio eagerly peered into the hole and saw a chest glimmering with gold and jewels. They had found the treasure. But as they reached down to grab the treasure, they heard a loud growling noise. They turned around to see a pack of wolves emerging from the forest. The wolves had caught their scent and were now hungry for them. Excitement was in the air as Leo led the way deeper into the forest. Doug and Barney trotted closely behind, their tails wagging with anticipation. As they followed the map, they faced many challenges along the way, crossing rivers, climbing steep hills, and avoiding traps set by other creatures who were also searching for the treasure. But the trio persevered, working together to overcome every obstacle. And finally, after what felt like hours of traveling, they arrived at the spot marked on the map. There, buried under a pile of leaves and dirt, was a treasure chest sparkling in the sunlight. Leo carefully lifted the chest open, revealing piles of gold and jewels that glittered in the sun. Doug, Barney, and Leo gasped in amazement. They had never seen such treasure before. But as they marveled at the riches before them, they realized that the real treasure was the adventure they had just been on, and the bond they had formed as friends. With big smiles on their faces, they decided to split the treasure equally and use it to help other animals in need. And so, the three friends set off back through the forest, happy and proud of the adventure they had just completed and the memories they had made. As they made their way back home, Leo, Barney, and Doug couldn't stop talking about the adventures they had together. Leo was grateful for the new friends he had made and promised to take them on more adventures in the future. Doug was happy to have found a new purpose in life, and Barney was thrilled to have discovered new places to collect pollen. From that day on, the trio became inseparable, going on many more exciting adventures and creating memories that would last a lifetime. And as for the treasure they found, they decided to donate it to the local animal shelter to help the animals in need. Leo, Barney, and Doug learned that even the most unexpected friendships can lead to the greatest adventures. And although they were all different, they were united by their love for adventure, their kindness towards others, and their shared desire to make the world a better place. Despite the challenges they faced, the protagonists persevered and achieved their goals, ultimately finding happiness and fulfillment in their lives. What a wonderful way to end. Good night, little ones.